What's up, boys? Today's a very special day. I'm so excited. I think y'all might know what I mean. We're working on the Quadzilla. This thing's been sitting right here since that last video, probably for a month, maybe a month and a half or two. I don't know. But it's time to push her out in the light, clean that carb, and get to freaking work. So hopefully we can have it running today, but I'm not gonna get my hopes up. We still don't even know that that thing has spark. I bought that thing as a non-runner. He said it's been sitting for 4 or 5 years. It has good compression. Guy said it has good spark, but I didn't check. So we will have to check that. I'm not even gonna try to start it because I know it's not gonna start. It's been sitting for 4 or 5 years. I would just sit there and kick, but they're a beast to kick. So I'm not even gonna try. I'd rather clean the carb, make sure everything's good in there, and then kind of figure out what we got going on. So I'm gonna push it out in the light, and it's go time. Alrighty guys, so here's what we're working with. I just made a quick discovery when I was taking it off the wall there. This thing's kind of loose, so I'm hoping that means someone wasn't fiddling with this stator. And I also hope that there's no water damage in there. It's got a lot of compression. I mean, I'm sure these, have like 200 PSI or 150 at least. That would probably be a worn top end. But anyways, I'll just refresh you guys really quick. Both of our brakes work. We got decent tires. We got this Gold Series, and this thing doesn't run. So the original carb, Cooney in there. Tell me what year this is, guys. I think it's an 87, but this swing arm's different from anything I've ever seen. Not sure why it's overextending like this. As I showed you guys in the last video. Kind of weird. You press on this and it will release back to normal. So whatever, we'll dig into that later. I want to get this thing running. Alright, so let's get into it. I'm gonna pop this seat off, and if you guys remember, there's a freaking mouse nest under there. Here we go. Oh yeah. So we got a new air filter. I'll show you guys what I picked up. It's kind of hard to order parts when you don't know what you need, but this is the stuff it came with. So the boot's missing on there, so we got to put that on. We got a new air filter, front wheel bearings, and I have some blue paint on the way also, so we can touch up some spots on this frame and this motor. All right, guys. So nothing is holding this back plastic down. So that makes our life easy getting that off. Check out this pipe dangling in the wind. And let's take off this thing, our hood, so we can check our coolant out, as well as get to these bolts right here so we can get this gas tank off. Alright guys, so I have a very strong feeling. This thing's bone dry, so that could benefit us a little bit. But I have quite the feeling that this petcock's going to screw us. I usually end up breaking petcocks when I take them off, so I try not to take them off. But we'll see. Show you guys underneath here. This frame's very unique. It's like very thick. I don't think I've ever seen a frame like this on a quad, or kind of looks like a dirt bike frame almost. But we got another little mice nest up here. And now we have great access to our spark plug here, so we can definitely check that out. Make sure we have a spark. That is probably my biggest concern at the moment right now. Alright guys, so I think it's important we check to see if this petcock works. And I want to clean up this gas tank just a little bit before. Alright guys, gas tank's cleaned up, looking pretty dang good compared to before. I want to try to get this fuel line off real quick. I already tried and I stabbed myself, so There we go. I don't see any obstructions. Hopefully it works, because like I said, I don't have the best luck with petcocks. Alright guys, so Jesus, that bird is loud. This can does say diesel on it, but it's not diesel. So, here's the moment of truth, whether our petcock works or not. Cross your fingers. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Let's go. Some quick advice to someone who's new at this. Definitely, if you're gonna clean your carburetor, you should also clean your tank. The reason your carburetor is probably dirty is because there was something in the tank that, especially if your bike's been sitting, you probably have bad gas in here. It's getting in your carb, causing it to run like crap. So I think it should be pretty clean in there. We just shook it out with gas twice and blew it out with air, so good stuff. Alright guys, now that our gas tank is all set, I want to check for spark here. So yeah guys, as I've mentioned probably like 3 times already, the spark plug is definitely ooh, it was loose. I think it was a little bit loose. The spark issue is definitely my main concern right now. I'm really hoping we have good spark. But here, let's see. I'm not sure which way's run and which way's off. Ow. I don't see spark. Ah, this is bad. I feared this. Let's try a different spark plug. BR9ES. Should have one of those laying around. Alright guys, so these plugs, these are actually out of a CR125 that I had. It was fouling plugs, so I'm not really sure if these are good also. We'll have to try a few different ones. This is bad. I don't think we have spark, guys. That would make perfect sense as to why that stator cover is loose also. Dang. Alright guys, so it kind of sucks being lied to. If you guys can read here, people are blowing up my phone. New plastics and seat, motor was gone through and has been sitting for a couple years. Kicks over, great compression, has spark. Has some aftermarket parts on it, lost interest, blah side by side, blah blah blah. I mean, unless I'm doing something wrong and then just something got unplugged maybe mistakenly. Try to run along and check our connections everywhere. Ooh, there's a wire unplugged right here. There is a little wire unplugged right here. This whatever this is. Let's try that. See if that changed anything. Did I just see spark? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, she's got spark. Let's go! It doesn't look like very strong spark though. So it was just that little wire right up in here. It was loose, this little black one. These components in here sure do look pretty crusty though. Alright guys, so while we have our spark plug hole exposed, I'm going to give this thing a quick compression test. Ow. This thing friggin' hurts to kick. Alright guys, so we got a riding boot on now. My foot was actually smacking this peg, which doesn't feel so good. So the boot will definitely help. Seems to be climbing awfully slow. kind of weird. You're usually able to gauge how much compression something has with a few kicks rather than freaking 20. Alright, so we'll call that good. It's got like 140. I'm sure it would keep climbing if I kept kicking a little bit. Maybe my compression tester is just janky, but that's how it reads right there. 130, 140. I'm sure I could get it to 150 if I just kept kicking. I don't know why I kept climbing like that. It was a little bit weird. Alright guys, so now that we know what's going on with the spark, let's go ahead and pull this carb off. I'll just take our throttle slide out real quick also. I usually just pull the bowls of the carburetors off and clean them that way, but I think this thing needs a full overhaul in terms of the cleaning, so I'm just going to take it off completely. Should just be able to pull this thing up out of here. Yep. It's really not too bad. I thought it was worse. Wow. Oh my god. Look at this fuel coming out of there. Whoo-hoo! That's just black fuel. Alright guys, moment of truth. Oh yeah. Guys, so just a deeper look in this carb before I throw it in the ultrasonic cleaner. This is a very unique float setup. It's not like your typical carb where your float would just be riding on your needle here. So this is definitely very unique. I've never seen anything like this, so it kind of threw me for a loop when I opened this thing. I'm like, what is this? But yeah, everything seems to be sliding. Definitely needs a good deep cleaning. I'm not sure why the bolts on this bowl were loose, because this thing definitely hasn't been cleaned in years. Gonna see what we're running for jets on here. It looks like the jet's clear. I could just see because it's just such a massive hole, if you guys can see. I don't know if this is gonna close. So before we blow out the jets and check those, I just threw it in the ultrasonic cleaner. Also kind of clean the outside of the carburetor, make it look a little nicer. So it didn't really fit. I just kind of put it on one side, left the cap off. So I wonder if we got any animals in here. It's kind of gross. I figured we could clean this in the meantime while that ultrasonic cleaner's running. And we could also probably bolt up this exhaust here. Okay, hold up. Is it possible that this setup right here runs all the way through the frame? And they made a freaking nest all the way through here? Because that's what it's looking like right now. There was definitely more than one rodent living in there. Look how much crap. My god. Wow. Let me put something. Holy shit. Alright, I shoved that piece of paper towel in there, as you can see, so we don't get any debris in our reed cage. Oh my god. Bet you haven't seen something like that before. Look at all this crap. That is the most crap I've ever seen in a carburetor. I mean, not in a carb, in a boot. That was unbelievable. I'm like freaking covered in, I don't even know what you call this crap. Acorns. What do you guys think of this sticker right here? 4-stroke. You know, I'm about it. I'm for the 2 strokes, man. Earlier, I don't think I had that compression fitting in all the way or something, because it, to me, feels like more compression when the plug is in. So, I don't know.